Hey everyone, I'm Dennis with Collectiv, and today we are super excited to announce the launch of a new product in partnership with deFacto, NetSuite Integrated Business Planning. This solution is first of its kind that brings real-time planning, budgeting, and forecasting on top of NetSuite directly within Power BI and Excel. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Dennis. Really appreciate it. I'm Anthony, COO of deFacto Global. We're really excited about this launch with Collectiv.
Can you tell us a little bit more about deFacto and the integrated business that it kind of brings into the fold?
deFacto is a fully integrated business planning application that allows you to do things like consolidation, planning, budgeting, forecasting on both financial and operational data. And integrating that throughout your business. And the opportunity here with Collectiv allows us to really plug into the accelerator that they've created around NetSuite. So we're able to do both that operational and financial integrated planning within that one environment that's driven off the NetSuite data, but in a Microsoft Fabric environment. You know, most customers who are working with planning typically focus on the financials, which is pretty standard. So deFacto does that, but also does operational planning as well. So think about things like salary planning, just your business operations, like supply chain and inventory, all that, as part of that integrated business planning capability. And the nice thing about the integration with the NetSuite Accelerator from Collectiv is that that's not just focused on financial data either. So we're able to really plug in and get you that full operational planning as well within that environment.
Why do you think it's been so difficult to do real-time planning, budgeting, and forecasting in NetSuite thus far?
I think NetSuite has had trouble, or users of NetSuite have had trouble pulling data out of NetSuite. So what do they wind up doing? What everyone does, right? They take data from their source system in NetSuite and they dump it into Excel. They create silos of data. They're working with static data that's not easily refreshable. And it really becomes very difficult to do a true plan off of that because the data is always changing, but they're not getting updates. So the data is very stale. So without a true planning hub, they're making decisions off of old and stale data. So I think that's really the opportunity we're looking to solve here.
The main struggle that we hear from clients is getting data out of NetSuite really isn't very easy, and it doesn't get integrated with their other platforms that they're working with, like their data platform, their AI platform, their data platform that they're doing reporting and analytics. So I definitely think that's the number one problem when it comes from planning and budgeting within NetSuite.
When we look at this, there's a lot of tools out there. I guess really the question I have for you, Dennis, is what makes this different than other FP&A tools?
Yeah, the key differentiator is the tight integration with the Microsoft data stack. So we're not creating some third-party system that sits offline, disconnected from your other data and AI processes. This sits within Microsoft Azure and Fabric, and it integrates directly with your other ecosystem. So we're not creating a third-party software. It's going to be within Power BI, within Fabric and Azure, and you can do all of that in real time.
At some level, NetSuite is a black box, and many of these other FP&A tools become black boxes in the same way. And this really avoids all that.
Yeah, exactly. I think especially with all of the new AI, large language models, Copilot from Microsoft, having one unified ecosystem is becoming even more important. You don't want to be managing different data silos for different applications that don't talk to each other. That's really the differentiator here, is that this is fully integrated into your existing data and AI processes.
The tools that we're using for an end user experience are tools that people are already using today for Microsoft. It's Power BI, it's Excel, right? It makes training really limited, that you don't really need to spend a lot of time on that because you're already comfortable where you are. If you're more comfortable in one versus the other, great. It doesn't matter because of that integrated capability. Whether you're looking at the data or submitting the data through Power BI or through Excel, it's the same centralized data store that it's going to in real time. What's great about deFacto is, and what Collectiv has built with their accelerator is, it's not just financial data, it can be operational data as well. So you can get a true integrated business planning application very, very easily. And as you mentioned, with the advent of AI and predictive forecasting, that's really a plug and play thing with deFacto right now. So we've just introduced something called DF Foresight, which is basically a predictive analytics capability that allows you to take historical data and predict the future very much at the push of a button. So it's really quite easy using one of our rules in deFacto. And so then you can use that either as your forecast. And if you're not quite comfortable yet using it as your forecast, you can use it as a baseline so that when you do your manual forecasting, you can view the predictive data to see, hey, am I missing something? Or can I adjust off of that? But it gives you a great baseline to work off of.
So with the new NetSuite integrated business planning solution, it creates your data lake directly on top of NetSuite in real time. It then has the deFacto budgeting, planning, and forecasting processes. And then along with the solution, you also get the AI and ML capabilities that deFacto and Microsoft Copilot bring into play. So you really get that trifecta of your data and AI initiatives, and it's all in real time on top of NetSuite. If you're using NetSuite at your organization and still using disconnected spreadsheets for your budgeting, planning, and forecasting processes, visit our website at gocollectiv.com to learn more and get a demo of how you can do this in real time.